We're here at Cheyenne Country, and what an honor to have Irlene Mandrell here. Dear, thank you so much.
I'm happy to be here.
You are such a sweetheart.
Thank you.
And we taped this in Hendersonville, Tennessee. That's where you live, right?
It was very convenient, yes. But I would have come anywhere to do
Well,
the
you're
show.
very sweet. You're very sweet. We were talking before the camera started rolling, and I had a question for you. So I'm sure a lot of the folks at home, when you shot the show of Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, I was waiting, yes. A lot of people just say Barbara Mandrell.
Yeah, and the Mandrell sisters.
or-
Because you and Louise were a big part of that show. Did you guys shoot that live in front of an audience?
Well, we shot it live in front of an audience, but if we messed up, the audience might hear the same thing a few times. But we did do, I don't know if you remember the Good Nights, which I love, because especially on the second season, we would have a big production.
Yeah.
Like there was one time
When you come out with those big flowing dresses?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah,
at
yeah.
some point during the Good Nights, it was a comedy ending.
Yeah.
So it might be like one time I was putting some chords together and said, well, I did this and this, and somehow it electrocuted Barbara, and she's going like that, and her hair's getting frizzy, and her outfit's burned, or with the pies, or one time we said we thanked everybody. We said we hadn't had a chance to thank the lighting and the this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it started snowing and things started falling. We're like, did we thank the special effects people? And they started having things fall on us. Well, at one point in the dialogue, you're going to have to say, if we go past this point, there's no turning back.
Wow.
Because everything's going to be ruined and you can't start over. But that was probably the most fun because you knew you just went for it.
Well, I read somewhere that in those days, of course, we didn't have all the multitudes of cable channels back in those days, but you guys had 40 million people that watched the show on a regular basis?
I didn't know how amazing it was.
40 million.
but it is because a lot because we only had so many networks.
Yeah, right.
Now, you split the pie so many ways, it's really hard to get. But whenever I started realizing now compared to certain shows, it's like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. You've had such an incredible career over really starting as a child. And but today you're still just as active and excited about what's going on today. So tell the folks at home, what's going on with Irlene Mandrell today?
I am so excited. Well, I got through the years, I did a lot of TV, especially like the last few years of Hee Haw and did comedy and got to do a lot of things, but I never recorded. I sang on shows, especially on live shows. I didn't sing on the Mandrell Sisters show except for harmony because that wasn't what I did. When I started playing drums, they're like, you're back on the drums. Just, you got your hands full, just do that.
Great drummer, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. So it came about, actually, I was doing a lot of military shows, and I had a lot of songs that I liked, but somebody mentioned, can we use your CD to promote the show? And I'm like, I don't have a CD, but I want to do one.
Right.
Well, I happened to be dating somebody who is an incredible record producer. I wasn't thinking about Pat Holt, who is now my fiance. And he's so amazing, and he loves helping everybody and very talented, and has produced so many people over the years. Dr. Hook, Conway Twitty, Helen Reddy, just a lot of people. But I wasn't thinking about recording, and he goes, well, if you want to do that, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be great. So we started listening to songs, and there was quite a few that I really like that I wanted to do. And we have a lot of cuts for the album.
Yeah.
But one song stood out, and he said, well, you need to put out a CD to start with before we do the album. And the words were so incredible to me. I told you before, when I listened to these words, it made me cry. But it was written by Eric Horner, and he said he wrote it the night the towers fell. He said the emotions were so strong that he wrote it in 15 minutes.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but give us those lines that you were telling me about. Is it putting you on the spot?
What is that song? We live in the land of the free, a nation divided by our common beliefs, that we're all created equal, every child, woman, and man, and we have the right to live our lives the way our forefathers planned.
Wow.
There are those who vow to take it all away, to change our way of life and make us fear each coming day. But America is stronger than the acts of evil men. We will overcome them. We will overcome them. Yes, We
will stand.
we overcome them. I have to sing it to know it. Yes.
We would love
there
that.
are those who vow to take it all the way, to change our way of life and make us fear each coming day. But America is stronger than the acts of evil men. We will overcome them. No, they will never win.
Well, that's a first. That is really great. Really
It's a
great.
wonderful song.
Yeah, it really is, and a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Well, we can look forward to hearing that on radio and available on iTunes, I assume,
Yes,
and all
it
that's
is.
going to be happening.
Yes.
That's great. And you're going to be what's your plans going forward now with any touring or
Tomorrow
television
I'm
or-
going, and I don't know when this is airing, but at this point, tomorrow I'm going to do a show,
Georgia?
just a couple songs
Yeah.
in a
So you are
show.
still touring and,
yeah. Well, this is with Cy from Duck Dynasty.
oh really?
We're gonna,
Yeah.
I'll do a few songs, and he's going to do a book, and then we're going to end up with a finale with him. And I love Duck Dynasty, and I love all
yeah.
the people, and I love that they stand up for their rights.
Oh yeah, you bet, you bet.
So it's going to be a fun show.
And as time goes on, this will air off and on throughout the year. You need to be watching for Irlene Mandrell in your area if she's coming to your area.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also check it out on iTunes. And your website is?
Right now, it's IrleneMandrellOfficial.com. If you go to Irlene Mandrell right now, it's kind of
Yeah.
being torn apart.
Yeah, but IrleneMandrellOfficial.com. And it'll be up and going really soon.
Yes.
And this song will be on there.
Yes, it's on there now.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Thank you so much for being with us today. You are
Thank
a
you.
sweetheart.
You're wonderful.
And
Thanks for having me on.
well, it's our pleasure. And